Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. Michelle and I, Nancy and Mary, we woke up at 4 a.m. and cooked all this for you. So do you like your food? Yes. Welcome, Sheriff. Welcome, Mayor. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand for Mr. Bob Fowkes.
Thank you for that great introduction. All right, hopefully we'll know a lot of these songs. Maybe we can ask Sheriff McDermott to get up and sing in a couple of minutes. He's a great singer. I'd like to thank Mayor Kokoris for coming by. Let's have a nice hand for the mayor, who found his green tie for today. Well, I'm going to sing a lot of songs here in the next hour or so, and if you know any of them, please, it'll become apparent very quickly that I could use all the help I can get. So don't be afraid to let them rip. Here's one you'll know. Her eyes, they shone like the diamond. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder. That's the stuff. Here you go. In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound. And many's an hour, sweet happiness I spent in that neat little town. Till a sad misfortune came over me. It caused me to stray from the land, far away from my friends and relations. You'll follow the black velvet band. Come on now. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder. You got the job. As I went out strolling down Broadway, not meaning to go very far, I met a frolicsome damsel. She came skipping along. Then a watch she took from her pocket and placed it right into my hands. And the law came and put me in prison. Bad luck to the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder. All right. So come on, you jolly young fellows, and listen and take a warning from me. Whenever you're out on the streets at night, beware of the pretty Colleen. They'll fill you with whiskey and porter till you are not able to stand. And the very next thing that you'll know, my lad, you've landed in Van Diemen's land. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. All righty, thank you. The Black Velvet Band. I got to tell you a quick story, if I may. I grew up in South Boston. Oh my Lord, we're surrounded. I moved down to Braintree about 1,000 years ago, and love it here. It's a great town, as we all know. But as some of you may know, I used to work for Congressman Lynch. I just retired on Monday. It's my first full week of retirement. Thank you. My wife is keeping me busier than as if I was working. I was lucky to get an hour off today to do this. But anyway, when we first met Charmila years ago, when I was working with the congressman, there was a big spaghetti supper here. about 15, this was probably almost 15 years ago. So it just so happened that it was my wife and I's 15th wedding anniversary. So we had made a nice dinner reservation, and I had to come here first with the congressman, and I'm going to let him go and take my wife out for our anniversary dinner. Well, he was coming in from Washington, and the plane was delayed. It was delayed a little bit further, another hour. So I said to Sharmila, how much for the spaghetti dinner? $5 each. So I said to my wife, do you like spaghetti? So for our 15th wedding anniversary, we had the spaghetti supper here at the Council on Aging. That just shows you what my wife puts up with. She was good to take me in. And again, if you have any songs you want to hear, let me know. I think I have a pretty good... here's one to warm us up a little bit. And then maybe we've got the sheriff up after this one. Sheriff Pat McDermott is nice enough to come by. He's got a busy schedule, but he's a great singer. But we'll warm you up with this one. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. Come on. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, they'll steal your heart away. Over in Killarney. Over in Killarney, many years ago, my mother sang a song to me in tones so sweet and low. Just a simple little ditty in that good old Irish way. And I'd give the world if I could hear her sing that song today. Tora, Laura, Tora, Lorelei, Tora, Laura, hush now, don't you cry. Tora, Laura, Tora, Lorelei, Tora, Laura, that's an Irish lullaby. Irish eyes. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away. All right. You got the job. Let's have a nice hand for my good friend, Sheriff Pat McDermott's going to go up and sing a song here. You'll be surprised how we can lock people up with the voice as nice as he has here.
All right, we're in good shape now. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I think I'm the only one that didn't wear green. Shame on me. A guy like Patrick McDermott doesn't wear green on the high holy holidays. St. Patrick's Day is a great time for folks to get together, and today as we celebrate kind of 2 years since our lockdown went on, and now we're back in person, seeing each other. Everybody looks safe. Everybody looks healthy, and so it's really great to see everybody back with those glowing smiles. So it's really great to see everybody. March is a very special time of the year for me as well because it's both of my parents' birthdays, and both have gone home to the Lord. But it would have been their 98. My dad would have been 98. My mother would have been 88. And so it's a great time of the year to remember. They love St. Patrick's Day. They love singing, and one of their favorite songs was Galway Bay, and I'm going to give it a go if I could. Do you have permission? Can I sing Galway Bay? We'll get you. All right, turn it up, I guess. If you ever go across the sea to Ireland, then maybe at the closing of your day, you will sit and watch the moon rise over Claddagh, and see the sun go down on Galway Bay, just to hear again the ripple of the trout stream, the women in the meadow making hay, and to sit beside a turf fire in the cabin and watch the barefoot gossames at their play. For the breeze is blowing o'er the sea from Ireland, are perfumed by the heather as they glow, and the women in the upland Eggan praties speak a language that the strangers do not know. For the strangers came and tried to teach us their ways. They scorned us just for being what we are. Well, they might as well go chasing after moonbeams or light a penny candle from a star. And if there's going to be a life hereafter, and somehow I am sure there's going to be, I will ask my God to let me make my heaven in that dear land across the Irish Sea. I will ask my God to let me make me heaven in that dear land across the Irish Sea. All right, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. God bless Braintree.
Sheriff McDermott, nicely done. If you have ever been in an Irish pub in your life, you'd know this song. You'll hear it. And if you haven't been, what are you waiting for? Right? I've been a wild rover for many a year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold and great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. I went into an alehouse that I used to frequent, and I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit, but she answered me nay. Such a customer like you I'll get any day. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. Well, then out from my pockets I took sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskey and wines of the best, and the words that I spoke, they were only in jest. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. I'll go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they forgive me as oft times before, I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never. One more time, come on, no. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover, no, never, no more. All right. Thank you. That was the wild rover, of course. I generally play with two other fellows in a trio called Curra's Fancy. We'll be back at the gazebo down at the Sunset Lake this summer, so in July sometime. So it's a nice night. Come on down here, the three of us. But we play at a lot of different functions, breakfasts and lunches, events such as this. And you get to hear some jokes. Some aren't so good, and some are pretty good. But I'm going to put a couple on you here. One, an Irishman and an Englishman went into a bakery, and they were looking at the good muffins. And the Englishman took 3 muffins and put them in his pocket. And on the way out, he walked up to the Irishman and he said, "I just took 3 muffins, and I'm going to get away with it." He said, No, there's a better way. So he went up to the owner of the shop and he says to the woman, he says, "Can I try one of those muffins? I'm going to show you a little magic." So she gave him the muffin. He took it and he ate it. And he said, "Can I try another one of those?" She gave it to him. He took it and he ate it. And the third one, he said, "Can I try that one?" And he said, she said, "Sure." And he took it and he ate it. And the lady said to him finally, not for nothing, sir, but where's the magic?" He said, "Check his pockets." That was pretty good. Another time, the husband and wife were walking down the stairs in the winter, and the husband slipped on the stairs, hit his head, and he's laying on the driveway in bad pain. His wife called 911 and said, "My husband fell down the stairs, he hit his head, he's in bad pain in the driveway. I need help. Where do you live?" She says, "Eucalyptus Street." He said, "Can you spell it?" He said, "Well, wait a minute, I'm going to drag him over to Oak Street." That's it for the jokes. Those are 2 out of about 100 that we heard the other day that were worthy. The others pretty lame. But here's one you know. You'll take the high road and I'll take the low road, and I'll be in Scotland before you. We'll start with the chorus. You take the high road. You take the high road, I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you, where me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. How pleasant to see on yon shady glen, how pleasant our memory fondly cherished, where me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Come on your own. You take the high road. Ready? You take. I'll be in Scotland before you, where me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. On yon bonny banks and yon bonny brae, sunshine comes over Loch Lomond, where me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Come on, one more chorus. You take the high road. You take the high road, I'll take the low road. I'll be in Scotland before you, where me and my true love will never meet again. On the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Vice Chair, Mayor Chuck Kokora is going to say a word or two.
Thank you. I'm just going to stand here and hold the mic. I don't know. Does this thing come out of here? Let's see. I don't want to break the mic. Oh, look at that, huh? Thank you, sir. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. First of all, I think it's amazing that we have such a great boiled dinner here prepared by the Fasano's. Fasano family. Let's hear for the Fasano's Catering. They are the best. And you know, Fasano's is opening up a store where you'll be able to buy food, get prepared food. It's going to be in Braintree Square with the South Shore Bank, previously the Braintree Cooperative. So let's hear it for that. That's going to be a great new business. So I just want to take a moment and recognize the most important influence in my life, the one I would not be here if it was not for her and her guidance and putting up with me for so many years, my lovely mother, Josephine. She's the best. And, you know, I go over her house and she says, "Are you hungry?" And I'm like, "No, Ma, just ate." "Okay, I'll make you something." And if I don't eat anything, I have to drink water or soda or something. You have to have something, you know. But she's a great woman, and thank you, Ma, for all that you've done for me and you continue to do. Well, I'll tell you very quickly, because I don't want to cut into the music. I just want you to know we're working on, you know, last night I did a state of the town, and we're working on some things that, you know, are related to our senior population. And one of them is we're looking at the former Notori School. We have money, thanks to our representatives in the State House. They've given us some money to do a feasibility study for senior, veteran, or people with disabilities housing, and we're looking at that particular location. So I just wanted everyone to know that feasibility, once it's done, we'll have some idea as to how we can bring some more elderly affordable housing and veteran affordable housing and housing for disabled people into Braintree. So, all right. And, you know, the pool, we're working on the pool. We're real close to the pool. You heard that before. I know. Every time I say it, everyone laughs. And you know what? We're working on it, okay? We're working on it, and we're really close. And once we have it, you know, I'm going to make sure that my predecessor, Mayor Sullivan, he has to come because there's a rubber ducky that Nelson bought him that he's going to have to put on if he goes into that pool. So we're looking forward to that. But we're working on the pool. And today I'm waiting. I was just checking my phone. I'm waiting for a response because the Motel 6 property has finally sold. And today was the closing date, so I'm waiting to hear back from the lawyers to see if it's a retail type. They're looking to do some sort of retail operation. But the most important thing is they're going to take down all the buildings and clean off that site and put some new life into it. So when you come into Braintree, you won't see a blight. You will see a new beautiful set of buildings, etc. So good news. So yeah. So with that, I don't want to take up too much time, and I just wanted to wish everybody a great day today. The food's tremendous. I was told to sit down and eat, so I did, by my mother. And everybody around there was my mother too. But I just want to thank each and every one of you for all that you guys have done through the last 2 years of my administration and really coming together by staying apart and making sure that everybody was able to get vaccinated and make sure everyone was get boosted. And it's so great to have everyone sitting here without having to have masks on. And this is the new opportunities we have, and we're going to keep having more and more events. And my goal is to make sure that we make up for all the events we lost in the past. So with that, thank you everybody, and happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, I can't sing. You don't want that.
We'll all sing a song for all the mothers here, Mrs. Kokoris, as well as everybody else. And my own mom. You'll know this one. A mother's love is a blessing. How many know this one? All right. An Irish boy was leaving his native home, crossing the broad Atlantic. Once more he wished to roam. And as he was leaving his mother and standing on the quay, and she threw her arms around his waist, and this to her did say, come on now, a mother's love's a blessing, no matter where you roam. Keep her while she's living, you'll miss her when she's gone. Love her as in childhood, though feeble, old and gray, for you'll never miss a mother's love till she's buried beneath the clay. And as the years go onward, I'll settle down in life, and I'll choose a nice young Irish girl and take her to be my wife. And as the kids grow older and climb upon my knee, I'll teach them the very same lesson my mother once taught to me. A mother's love's a blessing, no matter where you roam. Keep her while she's living, you'll miss her when she's gone. Love her as in childhood, though feeble, old and gray, for you'll never miss a mother's love till she's buried beneath the clay. For all the mothers out here today, a mother's love is a blessing. All right. Does anybody have any family ties to Newfoundland? We got a couple. Okay, for the rest of you guys, if you're not sure where it is, if you go to Maine, take a right. You can't miss it. Big rock out there in the middle of nowhere. My wife is from Nova Scotia, so we go up to Maritimes quite a bit, and have spent a lot of time up in Newfoundland. And there's great music up there. And this is a song I learned up there many, many years ago. And the thing that caught my ear about it was, it reminded me of growing up in South Boston where I did. When somebody would pass away, you know, after the church, after the Mass, you'd sort of do the drive-by, the scenic route, if you will, on the way to the graveyard. And you might stop at the deceased's favorite spot, maybe, you know, recite a poem or sing a song, or maybe have a little taste in his or her honor. But that's what caught my eye on this song. This is about a wake up in St. John's, Newfoundland. It kind of went off the rails a little bit as they were making that victory lap. Oh, the night that Paddy Murphy died is a night I'll never forget. Some of the boys got loaded, they ain't got sober yet. Just as long as the bottle was passed around and me man was feeling gay. Old Leary came with the bagpipes and music for to play. That's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. Said it was a sin and shame and they winked at one another. Every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. Mrs. Murphy sat in the corner pouring out her grief. Kelly and his gang came tearing down the street. They went into an empty room and a bottle of whiskey stole. They put the bottle with the corpse to keep the whiskey cold. That's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and shame and they winked at one another. Every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. Now they stopped the hearse on George Street outside the dance saloon. They all went in at 8:30, staggered out at noon. Went up to the graveyard, so holy and sublime. Found out when they got there, they left the corpse behind. That's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. Said it was a sin and shame and they winked at one another. Every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. And every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. They put the bottle with the corpse to keep the whiskey cold. Now there's a good song, right? I can. I'm going to do it in a couple of minutes. We might get in trouble today. We want to do a couple here. Here's a request. My first one, Mr. Swain wanted to hear this one. It's about that place where all nautical people go, fishermen, sailors, at the end of the day. And as the song says, where the bottles of rum are free, they grow on every tree, all good stuff. As I walked by the dockside one evening so fair, to view the still waters and take the salt air, I heard an old fisherman singing a song, saying, "Take me away, boys, my time is not long. Wrap me up in the oilskins and jumpers. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green." Now Fiddler's Green is a place I hear tell, where fishermen go if they don't go to hell, where the girls are all pretty and the beer is all free. There's bottles of rum growing on every tree. Wrap me up in the oilskins and jumpers. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Now when you're in dock and the long trip is through, there's pubs and there's clubs, there's lassies there too. You can lie in your hammock, there's no work to do, while the skipper's below making tea for the crew. Wrap me up in the oilskins and jumpers. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates. I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Now I have not a harp, nor a halo, not me. Give me a ship and a good rolling sea, and I'll play my old squeeze box as we sail along, with the wind in the rigging to sing me a song. Wrap me up in the oilskins and jumpers. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Just tell me, old shipmates, taking a trip, mates, and I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Just tell me, old shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates. I'll see you someday on Fiddler's Green. Here you go, Mr. Swain. Another thing I miss about South Boston, we had, in my 3 decades that I lived in, we had 3 generations of people. We used to call it 3 floors, no doors. Never locked anything. But every Saturday night was the family card game. They'd all come into our house, and all of my aunts and uncles, and they'd all play for nickels and pennies. You'd win $5 or $6. Was a big night, you know. But my bedroom was right next to the kitchen. You know, the 3 deckers, you got the long hallway and you got all the bedrooms. So they'd have a couple of drinks while they were playing cards, of course. And as the card game went on further and further into the night, there'd be less card playing and more drinking. And then, next thing I know, the Patsy Cline records would go on. And the Hank Williams records would go on. And I'm like, oh, God. It was torture. I hated those songs. I heard them every Saturday night for the first 15 years of my life. But as my aunts and uncles and parents and everybody started to pass away, they sort of took on a new memory. This was my dad's greatest hit. After 1 or 2 bottles of Budweiser, you were going to hear this whether you wanted or not. but you'll know this one. Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no food, no pets. 2 hours of pushing brooms by the 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means. That's the stuff. 3rd boxcar, midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old worn out boots and shoes. I ain't paid no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found. Short but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means. You know every engineer on every train, all of the children and all of their names, and every hand out in every town, and every lock that ain't locked with no one's around. I said, trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no food, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. About 2 hours of pushing brooms by the 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. I'm a man of means by no means. King of the road. Oh, Roger Miller. Remember Roger? I suppose it's only fair to do my mom's best song, right? This is actually an old Willie Nelson song. Willie Nelson wrote this song. How many saw that special music, the Ken Burns country music history? If you haven't seen that, it's really worth it. It goes all the way back to a million years ago, and then he talks about country and western music and how it began, how it changed. But anyway, this is an old Willie Nelson song, but it was a big hit by Patsy Cline. You know it. I'm crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I know you love me as long as you wanted, and someday you leave me for somebody new. Worry. Why would I let myself worry? Wondering what in the world would I do? I'm crazy for thinking that my love can hold you. I'm crazy for crying, crazy for trying, crazy for loving you. Why would I let myself worry? Wondering what in the world would I do? I'm crazy for thinking you love me only. I'm crazy for crying, crazy for trying, and crazy for loving you. Crazy for crying, crazy for trying, and crazy for loving you. All right, my mom's favorite there. This next song is about the most beautiful woman in Ireland, at least according to the song. Bedbridge town in the county down one morning last July. Down a boring green came a sweet colleen. She smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet, from the sheen of her nut-brown hair. Such a coaxing out, sure I shook myself to see was I really there. From Braintree Bay up to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, a maid I've seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. As she onward sped, I scratched my head and I looked with a feeling red. I said, says I, to a passerby, who's the maid with the nut-brown hair? Well, he smiled at me and he said he, that's the jewel in Ireland's crown. Young Rose McCann, from the banks of the Bann, she's the star of the county down. From Braintree Bay up to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the rare Colleen that I met in the county down. At the harvest fair, she'll be surely there, all dressed in her Sunday clothes. My shoes shone bright, and my hat cocked right for the heart of my nut-brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, to my plough with its rust-colored brown. Smiling bride, by my own fireside, she's the star of the county down. From Braintree Bay up to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the rare Colleen that I met in the county down. From Braintree Bay to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the rare Colleen that I met in the county down. The star of the county down, all right. Thank you. All right, here's another little medley. These songs you'll know. I had a request for this before I started. I haven't sung this one since I think I was here last 3 years ago. So we'll see if I still know it. And more importantly, see if you still know it. Sweet Rosie O'Grady, my dear little rose, she's my special lady, most everyone knows. And when we are married, how happy we'll be, for I love sweet Rosie O'Grady, Rosie O'Grady loves me. You know this one, Irish Rose. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare to my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. And someday for my sake they may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to Rome. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye Piccadilly, farewell Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, my heart lies there. All right.
My name is Kate Naughton. I am the Services Director, the Services Coordinator, Mayor Scores's office. A couple of folks have asked me about the medical supply drive tomorrow at Town Hall, so I just wanted to remind folks, you probably got a phone call from the mayor, but tomorrow at Town Hall from 3 to 6, We're going to be collecting medical supplies. We're going to then bring them to the Ukrainian Catholic Church in Jamaica Plain. They're going to get them to Poland. They will then be brought to the Ukraine to help. So if anybody is interested in donating, we'll be collecting them tomorrow from 3 to 6. A lot of people are asking what they can bring. The simplest things that are on the list that I can think of are like acetaminophen and ibuprofen. But if you have like gauze or Band-Aids or anything like that, that's great too. But I just wanted to give an update because a couple of folks here have asked today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here's a request for this gentleman up the front here. After World War II, England was rebuilt primarily by the Irish. Looking for work. So they leave Ireland, go to England for work. Were you over there? Yeah. And they'd work 7 days a week, rain, snow, sleet, heat, cold, didn't matter. Yeah. And they had these work gangs, and they would put one guy at the lead of the gang, and who would keep a merciless rhythm, and everybody had to keep up. And one of the worst was a guy named McAlpine. And this is a song. It was down the glen came McAlpine's men with their shovels slung behind them. It was in the pub that they drank their sub. Up in the spike you will find them. They sweated blood and they washed down mud with pints and quarts of beer. And woe to he who stops for tea with McAlpine's Fusiliers. I remember the day that the Bear O'Shea fell into a concrete stair. When Horsfay said when he saw him dead, it wasn't what the rich call prayer. I'm an Abbey short was his one retort that reached unto my ears. When the going gets rough, it must be tough with McAlpine's Fusiliers. Well, I worked till the sweat nearly had me bet with the Russians and Czechs and the Poles. Shuttering jams up in the hydro dams underneath the Thames in a hole. We grafted hard and we got hit hard. Many a gang is pissed across my ears. If you value your life, don't join by Christ McAlpine's Fusiliers. If you value your life, don't join by Christ with McAlpine's Fusiliers. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks. It's been a long time since I sang that song. Here's another request. I'm going right down the list here as fast as I can go. Everybody will know this one. Oh, Daddy boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the leaves are falling. 'Tis you must go and I must die. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Cause I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. When you come and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead, as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. when I shall hear those softly tread above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be. Then you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. All right, Danny Boy, thank you. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. If you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry, and the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I'll go to some hollow in this country, 10 gallons of wash, I'll go on a spree. No women to follow, the world is all mine, and I love none so well as I love the moonshine. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. If you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry. The moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Now moonshine, dear moonshine, how I love thee. Kill my old father, you'll never get me. Bless all moonshiners, bless all moonshine. I love none so well as I love the moonshine. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. If you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry. The moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry, and the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. The moonshiner, okay. Now, I mentioned South Boston a little bit earlier. Are all those salty people still here? All right. We have sort of our own little national anthem, our local anthem, if you will. I was born down on A Street, raised up on B Street. Southie is my hometown. There's something about it permits me to shout it. We're the top of miles around. We have doctors and teachers, lawyers and preachers, and from the old county down. Where they'll take you and break you, but they'll never forsake you. Southie is my hometown. Well, I had an argument the other day with a guy from Oskaloo. He was bragging about his old hometown. Said I to him, what's to do? Well, I got hot right under the collar to that guy. I did holler. I was born down on A Street, raised up on B Street. Southie is my hometown. There's something about it permits me to shout it. We're the top of miles around. We have doctors and teachers, lawyers and preachers, men from the old county down. Where they'll take you and break you, but they'll never forsake you. Southie is my hometown. Southie is my hometown. For all the southern migration here, it's a well-traveled route, isn't it? When we bought our house, well, I should say when we bought it, when we first looked at it, it was in August, middle of the summer, probably it was hot as anything. You come up a little hill, and then the street is flat for a long time, and they were playing street hockey. And I said to my wife, we're buying this house, kind of as a joke, didn't we end up buying it, you know, because the little kids were playing hockey. Great. I have time for a couple of more songs. Here's one that you may not know. It's a beautiful song from up in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. Anyone been up to Cape Breton? Beautiful up there. flickers toward its last. Our time together is ended. The evening sped so swiftly past, no better way to spend it. Before we head our separate ways, I'd like in truthfulness to say, it made this day a special day, with songs and kindness splendid. So here's to song, and here's to time, here's to both, with friends of mine. Here's to friends who raise their voices high. Kings have riches widely lain, lords have lands, but then again, we have friends and songs no wealth can buy. We each a different road must go, to mountain, sea, or city. The time has come to say farewell, but it's more the pity. But first unite in hand and heart, and sing a chorus ere we part. For every end leads to a start, we need not part so sadly. So here's the song, and here's the time, here's to both, with friends of mine. Here's to friends who raise their voices high. Kings have riches widely lain, lords have lands, but then again, we have friends and songs no wealth can buy. Here's to song and here's to time. Here's to both with friends of mine. Thank you. Okay, time for a couple more. Again, thank you to Sharmila and to Michelle for inviting me down here. And thank you for coming out. Enjoy the beautiful weather, what's left of it. The summer is coming, eh? A couple you'll know here. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. One more now, come on. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. Thank you. How you doing? How are you doing? Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, thank you. Again, my name is Bob Fowkes. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for Michelle and Shabina for having me down. Maybe we'll do a halfway to St. Patrick's Day outside in September. Here's one you know. On the way out the door, help me sing this one. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my own sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of the day and the rest of the month. We'll see you next time around. Thank you.